Yeah, it's quite good.
Hello to Evertonians across the globe and welcome back to Dockside Live, our matchday show, live here from Hill Dickinson Stadium. Now, after a brilliant win midweek against Bournemouth, we are back home to take on former Blues manager Sean Dyche and his team Nottingham Forest. As ever, you can catch all of our pre-match build-up right here on our digital platforms. And then those of you who are members, you can catch our live audio commentary as well as our half-time analysis and full-time reaction. And I'm delighted to be once again joined by former Blues defender Tony Hibbert. How are you doing today, Tony?
I'm good, thank you.
We were saying, you know, with the limited options of squads, you got your boots on today with you, just in case, right back?
Yeah, I'd love to get my boots on. Play out there with the Slouts, I'd probably love it. I would.
David Moyes not giving you a call up, no?
No, not yet, no.
How are you feeling ahead of this game today?
Excited. I would like, obviously, 3 points. I think we're at home, we need to start picking these three points up, especially teams who are probably going to be in and around us. We need to start pulling away, and to make this a fortress, we need to get the 3 points today.
It's been a funny one, hasn't it? Because we started off with such great home form, and then it was the away form we were trying to pick up on, and now our away form seems brilliant. Yeah. And we're just trying to make sure we get that consistency, aren't we?
You need that. You need consistency in the league. It's a strange season. The teams now in the league is quite close. It's everyone overlapping each other, and it's quite close. So being at home is very important to get your wins. So I think we need to obviously start as a good run, getting the points under our belt here at home and making us a fortress like Goodison was.
I mean, we speak of it being a fortress, but surely these fans are going to make it seem like that, especially right at the beginning after the win midweek. There's a good feeling around the club, isn't there?
No, it is. It's a good. But the players, I think, have got to start it. As a player, you know you've got to give the fans something. So the players have got to start like quite sharp as be on the front foot. They need to more or less get our fans behind us, because we don't want to concede the goal early like we have done. So it's up to the players, to be honest. They need to understand how to get the fans behind them and have a good start under the belt.
As a player, how do you approach that when you want to, you know, hype the crowd up, you want to show the energy, but at the same time you don't want to sort of lose your head a little bit and allow a early goal like we saw against Newcastle, for example.
It's just concentration. Obviously the early goals, what we can see is set pieces. You shouldn't be doing that so early on in the game. But yeah, it's just concentration, but it could be something as just like a simple tackle, really, what will get the fans up, or a couple of chances of someone having a shot. It's just something simple as that, really. That's what the fans want to see. So we need to just concentrate on the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, get that underway, but make sure we're on the front foot, make sure we're the first to everything.
I mean, David Moyes hasn't been given an easy option in terms of his midfield choice today. Not plenty to choose from because of injuries and suspensions. Irabunam, of course, suspended. Gana Gueye already suspended. But what do you think that will do for our midfield today? Because we still have some good bodies in there, seeing Alcaraz come into the side as well.
Yeah, no, I think we've got the quality there. Alcaraz will come in again. But I think he's a good player. I think we're going to expect a lot from him. I think he's one of them ones what probably needs more minutes as well. Consistent play and minutes under his belt, and I think it's good for them to come in, but obviously we're missing a key player. So it's just one of them, it's a squad game. That's how the Premiership, now you've got to have a decent squad, which to be honest, we have got a decent squad, and I'm happy to see these players come in.
Yeah, it seems like every time we kind of think, oh, this is going to be a difficult one for us in terms of options. We saw it obviously against Man United with 10 men, and then obviously against Bournemouth as well. And then this team sort of shows up and shows what they can do. It's
the character, yeah, that's what you need. You can see the character come into the squad. You can see what David Moyes is building. You see every player wants to play. They're playing for each other. So that's a David Moyes team, and obviously he's getting that out of the players, really. And it is nice to see, as an ex-player and being under David Moyes, it's nice to see the way he's putting his little magic on it and getting the players wanting to play, and whoever comes in is doing a good shift for us.
And what's going to be the key today of getting that out of the players and making sure that they keep their heads, but they show a sort of defensive performance like we've seen away on the road?
It's just consistency. It's just understanding how to manage a game. I think there's players there what should be more or less managing the players, telling the players how it is on the pitch. And that's like the characters there, that's in the dressing room. It comes from that. Like the points we picked up away is unbelievable. So it's just the determination, the fight, what to show. And I'm not saying they haven't showed it here, but we're conceding sloppy goals. And when you think you come into a home game and you're excited and you think, oh, we're going to win, this is no problem, coming from a good win, it's then disappointing. So I think it's just consistency. I think we need to understand with our home, this is where we should bread and butter win, get the points, get a good performance, really being at home.
Okay, well, as mentioned, one enforced change, and here's David Moyes just mentioning about that team selection ahead of today's game.
David, you're a little bit thinner than ideal in terms of your squad at the moment, so how important to have Michael Keane fit and available and ready to start for you today?
Hugely important. If he hadn't made it, would have been tight, really tight. But thankfully, he's pulled through, and hopefully he'll be okay.
Sean Dyche back here today with Nottingham Forest. What have you made of the job he's done there since taking over, and the job he did here at Everton for a couple of years as well?
Well, I think he started very well at Forest. Nottingham Forest supporters will tell me better if that's the case. But I know that he done a really good job here through difficult times. He steered the ship. When things weren't going well, kept him in the Premier League, which was hugely important for the club. So, yeah, done a very good job here at Everton.
It's a nice, tight Premier League table at the moment. If you were to get yourself a fourth win in 5, it would catapult you further up it. Mm-hmm. What are the ambitions? Because it is a uniquely tight table at the moment.
Well, first of all, you can do is win the next game. That's the only thing we're focusing on at the moment. The league table will take care of itself. We know that we're trying to challenge the top teams, but it's if you lose a game, then you could be looking over your shoulder. So at the moment, I think it's very difficult. The league, it's very tight and very competitive.
David, thanks.
David Moyes' thoughts ahead of today's game. Talked about our ambition there. Maybe he was kind of not trying to get ahead of ourselves. Do you think that's the kind of message that he's giving to the players, or do you think he's going to be pushing them to aim as high as possible this season?
He'll be pushing them as high as possible. He's got to with the players. I think with a sensible head, he'll want to just steady the ship as the other managers have, really, what bad times we've had here. But I think in a way of performance-wise, he'd be happy. The performances, I think the position where we are, I think he'd be happy. But I just think in a way, he's got to say once to push us high. He's got to tell the players where he wants them, how he wants them to keep on working and what position he would like to go for. But ideally, I think he'd be happy as it is, as it's going, and obviously pulling away from certain teams is what we need to do. But I think he'd be quite happy with the mid-table, I think.
We mentioned one change to the starting lineup, so let's just go through the team again. Of course, Pickford in goal. O'Brien comes back into right back as Michael Keane is now fit, so he's back into centre back with Tarkowski, Mikolenko at left back, James Garner, Dewsbury-Hall playing in those deeper roles, Alcaraz as the 10, and then Grealish, Njai and Barry. Thoughts on O'Brien at right back now, because he had a brilliant game at centre back, didn't he?
Yeah, that's his position what he wants to play, really. That's his main position. He's doing a fantastic job on the right, which you can only ask him to do, really. He's putting a really good shift in, and he's done nothing wrong at all. He's just one of them players, well as like a number of them, is helping us out, which is brilliant for us. He's moving again back to right. So yeah, it's one of them which is just, as a player, you've just got to get on with, and you've got to do.
It might work quite nicely as well. We know that this Sean Dyche team will probably sit back quite a bit beyond the counter-attack, so maybe having a right back with a bit more defensive capabilities in that sense and just sort of sitting back might work for us.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think they will be Forest. I think they will sit back and try and counter. They've got pace in the side. I don't think they'll be going out gun blazing trying to score as soon as the kick off again. But yeah, I think it'll be it's the right decision to put him right back. And it's obviously a defensive one, but I think we've still got the players who can attack and score us and create more goals, to be honest, than them.
And James Garner, half his position is a right back, half his position is a central defensive midfielder now. But wherever he plays, he's been doing a brilliant job, hasn't he?
Unbelievable. I think the number of positions he's played, I think he's even had a stint at left back. He's just playing unbelievable for us. No matter where you ask him to play, he's really helping us out a lot. And that's the credit to him. He should take all the plaudits. I think he doesn't get it as much as he should. There's other players who will get more credit than him, but I personally think he's probably one of our better players, what he's helped and what he's contributed to the squad.
Well, James Garner was brilliant in that game against Bournemouth, and actually our away record has been phenomenal since David Moyes rejoined the club. No team has won more than Everton since February on the roads, which just shows what we are building here. But if you haven't forgotten, if you have forgotten, this is the scenes that we saw against Bournemouth.
How you doing? See you.
Hello Jasper, how are you? Bit cold, bit cold. The game. If I do that, then I'll give you my shirt. Well, enjoy the game, yeah? Nice to see you. And then fingers crossed that you're thinking through.
Brilliant scenes there from the Bournemouth game. And just how much credit do the players deserve after a really difficult game against Newcastle to bounce back like that?
No, it is. It's credit. You're going away to Bournemouth, never easy. And obviously the game, obviously, as a spectator, wasn't the best. So for them to stick in it and to keep a clean sheet and then nick it is quite good. Do you know what I mean? That's good as a team and a team performance. Wasn't pleasing on the eye, but that's what I'm saying. You've got to get them points. You've got to, when the games are like that, you've got to pick them points up.
Especially at grounds where it hasn't been an easy place for us to go. Hadn't won at Bournemouth away, so it was brilliant to see that, wasn't it?
No, yeah, definitely. Obviously, it is. Like, it doesn't play much on the player's mind. Maybe obviously in the media and obviously us talking about it, we've got to talk about it. But as a player, it doesn't play on your mind. You've just got to know that you've got to go out and do a job. And
especially in a season like it is at the moment, where one win pushes you, very far up the table, a loss pushes you down. How important are those wins that maybe you're not even expecting to get?
Well, they're the teams what we need to pick the points up. They're the ones we need to pull away from. I think come the end of the season, they're the types where we're putting ourselves up against. They're the ones we want to be better, in a better position. And I think picking them teams, even for us today, we need to be pick up points. We want to get away, more or less create a divide in the league and come away from them, because I think come the end of the season we'll be in a far better position, and that's what we need to aim for.
You mentioned, maybe the game wasn't the most pleasing on the eye. However, it was a very assured performance, wasn't it? Very professional.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying. You'll get them games. Not every game is you're going to get all nice and your performances are unbelievable and you're playing someone, but you won't get that. That's not the Premiership. So it's one of them where even when you're playing bad, you might pick up a win. That's just the more or less the characters in the squad. That's the team spirit. That's what, when you understand there's a good team bond here, that there's something in this team which you can, when it's not looking good, you could come pull through and get a win.
Yeah. Well, one player we keep talking about is Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, but we have to, because he has been so brilliant this season. We already showed you a little bit of his 24/7 segment where he talked about his love of musical theatre while playing ball, but here's another part of that segment.
You were the shortest in the academy for between 12 to 16. How difficult was that, and how much do you think that shaped you, not just mentally but technically as well?
Yeah, that was probably the most difficult part of my childhood. When you're a young lad growing up around other young lads at a high level of sport, when you're having them sort of problems, you feel very vulnerable and you feel very weak. And I had many dark times where I had to have talks with my mum to basically just say, what's happening? Why is this happening to me? Why am I not growing? Why am I like that? And she just sat me down and just said, look, basically it's nature. Let nature take its course. Be patient. And in that time, it taught me to just really hone in on the technical side of the game, because I had no physicality to compete with players. But it also gave me that mentality of, no matter what's going wrong, no matter what's against you, just always have that determination to try your best, and that's always stuck with me. So everything I ever do, it's to my full potential, and when I end up finally growing into a man, it sort of combined together to help me a lot.
I wanted to pick up on something you mentioned when you first signed. You mentioned Paul Scholes as your idol growing up, obviously phenomenal footballer, but what specifically was it, do you think, that appealed to you?
Probably like a lot of similar. I've seen a lot of similarities between me and him in terms of he was small. I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying the most athletic or the quickest or the strongest, but he was so clever, and none of that affected him. Yeah. He would always get stuck into anyone, and then just use his brain to play football, and that was something that I just really appreciated, because it felt like that was what I had to do. I wasn't a big 6'4" midfielder that could just power his way through. I was probably more his style. So I just used to watch clips of him, and the more I watched of him, the more I was just in awe when I started to understand football properly, of how clever he was in terms of everything he did. And yeah, for me, he's the best midfielder, my favourite midfielder. So definitely tried to pick little parts of his game to maybe add to mine, while also trying to involve my own game. Another player I wanted to ask you about as well was N'Golo Kante. Tell us about how you first met him and the sort of impact he had on you. Well, yeah, I think he first came to the club when I was a scholar, first year scholar. Just started professional, full-time football myself, and he came as an unknown entity to the Premier League. And it's obviously, I think it's common knowledge that I was assigned to be his boot cleaner for that year, which ended up being the year they won the league. So that was almost how we got introduced. And then throughout the year, I'd train with the first team once or twice, got to see him on a more personal level. He even tipped me at Christmas for my boot cleaning. So like, I got to see him like day to day and what he did and how good he was. And yeah, a phenomenal footballer and a humble person, which for me is just as important. No matter how good you are, anything, the fact that he was just the most nice person to be around was the most important thing for me. So yeah, he probably the first person I seen in the flesh was like, that's what it takes to be a top player. And everything he did was like at such a high level, it made me think, if I want to achieve something, I have to do that, or if I don't, then I won't get to that level.
Who knew that the key to success was cleaning boots, apparently?
Well, that's how it is when in the academy you used to do it. It got stopped just as we were coming up, to be honest, over here. Yeah, it got stopped my year, but the lads before me, they were doing it for the lads.
Worked for him, so we'll take it.
Yeah.
How good has he been in an Everton shirt, in your opinion?
Yeah, unbelievable this season. I think what he offers for us, controlling the ball, going forward, defending, what we've seen him when he's played in a deeper role. I think the overall performance has been unbelievable for us, and really, what a player.
Yeah, and we're started to see him in that number 8 role a little bit more, box-to-box midfielder. He says he actually sees himself like that as well. Can you see that for him in his future?
I can, yeah, because the performance he's put in, yeah, I think he can. When he's playing just a bit further up, he wants to get on the ball, so I think he's looking for the ball a lot more there. But when he's playing in a deeper role, he can get the ball a lot more. But I think, yeah, it's entirely up to him. If he likes that position and he thinks that's his better position, then just give it to him. Do you know what I mean? He's one of them players what you can. He'll go round the whole midfield. So I think, yeah, it's up to him, and obviously the manager will play him in different positions. But yeah, it's a quality what is good for us, to be honest. You need them quality in the side.
Okay, well, ahead of the game, we can now hear from Mikalenko just a few moments ago.
We are motivated so well, and we will try to beat them at Nottingham Forest today and get 3 points and get on top of the table.
It comes off the back of another away win, but how important is it to get a result here at home?
For us, any wins is very important now, and it doesn't matter it's away or at home, but I think after last defeat at home, we have to win today.
A return for Sean Dyche. He's a familiar face in these parts. What are you expecting from Forest today?
I think strong game. The manager, I know what he wants from the players, and I think he wants to play strong, fight for every ball, and team spirit. That's what he wants, I think, and I think we'll try to beat them in these fights, in this game. So hopefully, but they're still doing well. I think they win 5 wins. They've got 5 wins since Sean Dyche came, so they are doing well.
Vitaly, thank you very much. Good luck today.
Thank you.
It was a really good performance from him against Bournemouth, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, to be honest, I think he's one of the players what is consistent. He won't be the standout player, he won't be the worst player on the pitch. Yeah. I think he's one of them players where you get a really good consistency out of him, and you need them. You know what I mean? In your squad, he's doing nothing wrong, and I think he's just, yeah, like, as a left back, being in that position, he's doing no problem for us. He's ideal.
Some shots of the crowd here, including Gary Lineker, we saw there. What can we expect from the fans today after a good win midweek? Oh,
they'll want to see a performance. I think they'll want to see, like, they're excited coming from like a away win like that. They want to see it here. They want to really get behind the players here. But like I said before, the players have got to show them. The players have got to start more or less the crowd off. They've got to do something. They've got to show them that it's not just a one-off. They're not just obviously coming home and it's hit and miss every now and again. They need to put performances in at home. They need to keep these wins going, even just picking points up. But they need a performance to show the fans that they can still do it week in, week out.
We heard a bit from Mikolenko there about what we can maybe expect of this Dyche team. What are you expecting to see, knowing what we know about Sean Dyche's team?
Yeah, like you said, they're going to be probably very defensive, I think. I think they'll want to get us on the counter-attack. I can't see anything else in the way of how else they won't play us off the park. They won't play us. If we keep the ball, we control it. I think we'll control the game and we'll dictate how it is. But I think they'll want probably, ideally, probably a set piece or a counter-attack. That's how probably he'll look to get out of us, really.
Maybe an extra bit of motivation from Sean Dyche today, do you think?
He probably is, yeah. He probably is. I think that's just natural, really, in what the managers and probably ex-players going back to the clubs. Yeah, I think it will be.
And what can we expect from this team moving forward, especially today? Now's a real chance to kind of stamp our mark on this league, isn't it?
It's got to. You've got to, in a way, if you're coming from a great away win, you've got to get in that motion of winning again, the 3 points again. It's just got to become normal. Like, you've got to keep rolling, you've got to keep picking them up. It's got to stay. That's the DNA. You're coming back to Everton, you're coming back to this new stadium. It needs to be in a way of like Goodison was. You don't want teams coming here and enjoying it. They need to hate coming here. This is the problem, but it's from the team, it's from our fans, it's from our players. They need to set that tone. They need to make it in a way of no team wants to come here. I know it's a lovely stadium, but no team wants to come here and enjoy the moments. It's not what Everton player or fan should be, really.
And we've seen moments of that from the Everton crowd here, haven't we? Like the way that they have come together, the way we've filled the stadium and been in voice. We know we can make a place like we had at Goodison. Yeah,
they'll make it. That's what I'm saying. The fans will, no matter what. But it comes from the players. They've got to set the tone. They've got to make sure the players are playing for the club, but the fans are paying the money. Their fans are coming. They'll go them home and away. The fans will pay the money, no matter what. So the players need to reward the fans, and obviously, to make the fans be on your side and shout. Performances are the key. They need to make sure that they want to wear the shirt, and that's what the fans want to see. Really, it's just a dedication of just they'll play for the shirt. The 3 points will come. I know that, but it's just in a way of they need to show the fans that that's the main thing.
And how important is it for these players and this club to sort of switch that mentality? Whereas maybe, you know, a few seasons ago when we were struggling with relegation, there was a bit of a feeling of, okay, we've won that game we needed to win, so we're kind of relaxed now. Whereas now we want to be pushing on more.
It's just consistency. Obviously, personally, I've got the right manager. I think the manager knows what it means from the club, from the fans, and really knows how to get it into the players. That's the important thing, I think. He's got the foundation, he knows how it is here, so he'll get to the players in a way and what it means. The club is a huge club. The club needs to be fighting for Europe. It needs to be playing in Europe. It does. Winning trophies, the cups, it does. It needs to be fighting them. We need to like change, but it's not going to happen overnight. Players, I know that. I think no one's going to expect it this season or the year after. It will take time. But yeah, moving to the stadium, it's all going in the right place. It's just obviously with Moyes, I think the foundations are the key here, and hopefully we can obviously kick on.
One player who can help with that mentality is Jack Grealish, and we spoke a bit about how David Moyes isn't letting him just sort of get a few assists and a goal or two. He's really pushing for him to get those goals. What do we want to start seeing more and more from Jack Grealish that we are already seeing as well? Yeah, you're saying it. I think you can always ask more of a player, always. And I think obviously the manager knows what he's doing and what he's saying to him. He knows he's clever. Yeah, you'd like to see more goals, but he's also, you don't want to really disturb what he's already doing. So there's a clever art of what the manager's doing, but yeah, you would like to see more goals. You like to see more goals for every player on the pitch, but you just don't want to say too much or force more or less on him to maybe differ from where he's playing. But I think the odd goal will help, but that's with everyone on the team. Well, I mean, we can hear Zedcars and we can hear this crowd. They are ready and up for it. Just a reminder, you can catch the live audio commentary, halftime analysis and full-time reaction if you are signed up to be a member. Just go to evertonfc.com/foreverblue/membership. It is now time to hand you over to our commentary team.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the home of Everton FC, live from Hill Dickinson Stadium, live Premier League action. This is how both teams are shaping up today. First